This was submitted by, man, I am so bad with names. Stephane or Stephanie, I'm not sure. Stephane sent this over. Again, I apologize. I'm just so bad with names. So let's come up to here. This is what was sent over. Can I zoom in on this? Can I do that? There we go. So this is my home lab. The main OS is ESXi 8, which hosts currently 37 virtual machines. Holy crap. 47% or 40% of those 37 virtual machines are Windows, while the other 60 are Linux, mostly Ubuntu. He says he accesses his network through Citrix, dedicated Windows 11 and RedHat 9 VDI access, and all of my websites are behind the NetScaler with URL rewriting and transformation. That's a bunch of words I don't know. I've always been very much more into the Linux server ecosphere, so the Windows related stuff is just outside my scope of knowledge. Mindbend. Dude, glad to have you here. I really am. Let's see what else. So clean. I agree. This is a super clean setup. I got a little envy here, if I'm being completely honest. But we're not done. Let's see. I host my password solution medical data for my son, who is a type 1 diabetic. All of my websites, my own cloud for file access and sharing a lot of monitoring along with Microsoft infrastructure, including Active Directory, SQL, Certificate Authority, plus a whole remote access infrastructure with Citrix, virtual apps, and desktops. That's pretty intense. Man, I was actually hoping... Oh, it does. We got 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We have like a 24U setup here. I think if it's 21, 22, 23, 20, I think it's a 24U rack. That's pretty cool. I back up all my VMs on Synology and then on AWS. You know, I really need to, because I back up all of my Proxmox stuff to Synology, and then my Synology stuff gets backed up to a TerraMaster, but I really need to set up an AWS cold storage for that remote offsite. I've talked about that in the past, and I think maybe one of these days I'm going to do it. I might even make a video if you guys are interested. So let me know if you're interested in that kind of a video. I'd be happy to take a look at least try to do it. So let's see. Said I would like to change a few things. I have a package Synology to gain some space in the rack. Add 2 or 3 Dell servers, add 1 to the existing VMware cluster, and having 2 to mess around with other virtualization platforms, Proxmox, RedHat, Xenserver, etc. I would also like to have some Palo Alto and Fortinet appliance to check out and learn some new stuff. I agree. That would actually be pretty cool to have something like that. So when we get into some other stuff for Ubiquiti, he's got the USW EnterpriseXG 24 Ultimate Dream Machine Pro and the USP-RPS rack with the patch bay. I love these patch bays. It looks a lot like the one I've got in my rack back there. They're just so handy to have with the pre-built keystones in there. I love them. For modems, he's got a FreeBox and Zyxel as a secondary fiber internet access. It's always good to have a backup. Dell PowerEdge for R540 × 2 with VMware ESXi 8. Intel Xeon Gold 6226 CPU at 2.7 gigahertz and 256 gigs of memory. Citrix, he's got the NetScaler. If we actually scroll down, Citrix NetScaler right there. It's the SDX 11500. And then below that, we've got a Synology. That's the DS3617XS. 9 terabyte SSD for VMs and 27 terabytes of data. And then that beast down here at the bottom is a Dell UPS that's rated at 2700 watts. That is so clean, so well thought out, so laid out. I absolutely love it. Really dig that. I am curious, though. I know a lot of people use different colored cables to say, like this color is for this type of thing and this color is for that kind of thing. I'm having to wonder, like, are these cables color coded or is this just what you had no judgment, just honestly curious. Like if you look at my rack, which I'm going to do a video on here soon. In fact, you can even see it back there where my patch panel is. Lots of different colors, black and white and black and white and black and white all over the place. Because I just grabbed whatever I had and stuck them in there. I didn't do any color coding or anything like that. But this is such I'm so bad at this. This is such a super clean setup. Yeah, like I look, I'm not a big fan of the cables in front, but sometimes that's what you got to do. You can't see it, but mine looks a lot like this too. And sometimes I'm just lazy. I'll plug something in the front and I'll plug something in the front and I'll just leave it like that for like 6 months until I finally get around to actually moving the cables around and running them to the back of the patch panel. Of course, your patch panel is very, very full. I think I've only got a few ports left on mine, but yeah, that would be my only critique here. Is just cleaning up some of these cables with some different cables or rerouting them even. But, beyond that, dude, well done.